A question a lot of us ask is, why does no one play family anymore? Or why are there barely people playing family, and why do they prefer playing victim over family? Today I'll be answering and discussing these topics with you today. My name is Dingus Crusader. If you enjoy my kind of videos or these kind of videos, make sure to drop a like and a subscription as we continue to move on and grow on with the asymmetrical horror genre. If you want to see me play live these kind of games like Texas Chainsaw Massacre or any other horror kind of game, make sure to also follow me on Twitch, Dingus Crusader. Anyway, let's get into today's topic. I think we can all agree that there's way more victim players than family players according to the queue timings when it comes to playing this game. One of the reasons why there's way more victim players than family players is due to the fact that victim players can rely more on their own playstyle instead of relying on teammates. Although teammates are a very important cue of the game, whether you are playing victim or family, you can rely more on yourself playing victim than on a family member, as solo queuing as a family member turns out to be more harder when playing game compared to playing solo queue victim. And this also leads to my second remark regarding solo queue when playing family. Teammates. Sometimes you get teammates that know what you're doing, which is a blessing, but unfortunately it happens a lot where you get matched up with inexperienced family members, which most likely screws over the game very hard, because they leave doors or gates unlocked, which just gives the victim a free queue to just waddle by without you really knowing. Now, of course, you can always pull the strings together. If you're a very good family member and you have inexperienced family members, you can always pull up and just carry them. Or vice versa, if you're playing bad, you can have some good family members that carry you. But not only inexperienced family members fuck the game over when you're playing family member solo queue, but also non-communicating teammates. Using voice chat sometimes feels like you're talking to a brick wall, or it feels like you have schizophrenia, because people just sometimes really don't respond. You give a call out, they just do the opposite. If I tell there's someone at the gate of generator, the left gate of generator, they just run happily to the battery gate, because I don't know why. It's not. I know there's language barriers in this game where you can sometimes, if you're an English speaker, you can turn out with French people or Spanish people or even Japanese people for all that I know. I know there's language barriers, but it sometimes really pisses and feels very bad when you're giving a very subtle call out and you just get full on ignored by teammates. Now, of course, that's only the solo queue experience. What about more general stuff, as in the grapple meta that is going on? I think everyone knows what the grapple meta is, yeah? But also the rush meta. I play family a lot. You can tell by my gameplay it's more family oriented than victim oriented. And I love playing family member, it's fun. But sometimes it can become frustrating when your teammates rage quit. And this is due to two metas that are going on, which I mentioned to be the grapple meta and the rush meta. The grapple meta, I don't really need to elaborate, but the rush meta is has been a huge thing for people that play in groups of victims, as in friend groups. And it's a very strong meta, which of course I support it. If like your goal is to escape, it's not your goal to sit in basement all day playing with your fingers, of course. But the rush meta is a very fast way of getting out of basement, to the point where you just spawned in, and as family member, grandpa wakes up, do victim noise, and somehow, the moment your cinematic camera is done for your intro of your character, you get to see that little glimpse of a victim already running up on the surface instead of being in basement. Which, it really tickles my pickles sometimes, but there's always a huge chance the moment this happens, one of your teammates is bound to DC, or maybe yourself, maybe a little cheeky call out. I'm not calling myself out at this point. Okay, I'll do admit, sometimes I rage quit when this happens, but it's just a little bit unfair in my opinion. I'm just a solo queuing victim, a family member. But of course, a meta is a meta, and we really can't force people to not use it, because if it's intended to be in the game, it's intended to be used, so hey. On to the third thing, victim-sided maps. Okay, I've said this a lot of times in the other videos, but the mill is heavily victim-sided. When it comes to victim-sided maps, there's only two maps. Of course, this map and Slaughterhouse. it's a nightmare to be on these maps playing family member. And honestly, before I know there's gonna be people already being saggy about just me mentioning family member only, but I know Family House is a heavily victim-sided, or fuck me, bro, a family-sided map. Where's my English going today? Honestly, the thing for Victim is, as a Victim player, I enjoy every map, even Family House, whether it's family-sided or not. It's just fun. I really like the close quarter map that it is. But for Family, I just only enjoy 3 maps, and these are probably the most balanced, besides Family House being one. But the other balanced maps that are like perfect for both Victim and Family is just Nancy's House and Gas Station. Slaughterhouse is a nightmare, and the Mill is hell. Another interesting reason, and it's probably like the most feminine reason ever, like, I'm not being sexist, but it's like the most feminine reason ever, is facing characters they don't like facing. I don't really have to name the character that people love lobby dodging. Danny! Danny was a nightmare to go against before he got nerfed. I agree, but there was no point in lobby dodging. Why would you lobby dodge if you knew that like fucking 95% of the player base had him? If you skipped one Danny, you were bound to face another Danny. Whether he was noob or pro, it was bound to happen. And I will never forget the old Dead by Daylight times where there was this thing called rulebook for killers by survivors. If you were using a perk that just did not suit them at all, you just get scolded. They basically tell you to kill yourself. I am not killing. This happened to me once. I was using the perk No One Escapes Death, everyone's favorite perk, and some bloke told me to kill myself because yeah, he didn't like that perk. Hey, do bones, stupid. Anyway, back to TCM topic. It's also more as in general toxicity that comes from victim players to family members. You get teabagged at gates and all. But it's not only victims that can become toxic to family members, but it's also family members becoming toxic to family members. Of course, we know the in-game banter between family members that they sometimes just want to beat each other up. Johnny wants to slit or cut Cook's tongue off because he just doesn't like his yapping non-stop. But there can sometimes be general toxicity from family members to family members when it comes to actual players. You get called trash for not playing well or just not securing a kill. People getting upset because you're stealing kills from them. It happens. Toxicity is another huge issue that happens in the family part of the game. But of course, this is only also for victims, but we're speaking for family here. And the last thing I want to discuss about is nerfs. So in the Mill patch, they nerfed Nancy, and a lot of people are pissed at it because now she's basically even more shit. The perk that got nerfed was a perk that had something to do with when a victim got barbed wired or snared, if you're a nerd. They couldn't immediately take the trap off, they had to wait 10 seconds, which they reduced from 10 seconds from level 1 to 3 seconds, which is huge. I personally never used that specific perk before, but it's these kind of things, unnecessary nerfs and changes that kind of make people not want to play their beloved family members at all. And what made people even more pissed about is the fact that they made Nancy 50% off. Yeah, pardon me. But that will do for today's video. If this video was helpful and if you enjoyed it, if you enjoyed my commentary, make sure to drop a like and a subscription. And yeah, I'll see you guys next video. Have a good one. Cassis.